Okay, say. Baba ang yung mic.
Please.
Okay. Okay. So, yes. Opening statement. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for your time. I-explain ko lang sa inyo yung structure ng request ko sa inyo ng kung ano yung iti-take up natin, ha. Kasi nahihira, one man, dito. So, kailangan ko pa kasi isulat yung mga sagot bago ko siya masabi sa inyo. So, hindi ko kaya magsulat ng sobrang dami sa isang gabi. So, kahapon, nasagot natin NSC. And then, of course, my response ang NSC. Mamaya na lang natin bigyan ng kahapon, nasagot natin ang NNC, may response sila. So, mamaya lang natin bigyan ng reply yung sa kanila. Sundin na muna natin yung statement ni ES and yung statement ng PSC. Okay. And then, of course, you want to know updates about the two patients upstairs. So, unahin na muna natin yung mga pasyente. Si Attorney Lopez, extended yung detention niya, no? So, meron siyang meetings today with all the lawyers. Nandiyan na rin yung kanyang mother who will join the meetings with the lawyers. So, antay na lang natin kung ano yung galawan ng mga abogado ni Attorney Zulaika Lopez. Health-wise, walang iyak today, kanina, walang iyak. Kausap niya yung mama niya, and dumating din yung best friend niya mula sa Davao City. So, nandyan sa taas. And kagabi naman, medyo late natulog. And ang pagkakaalam ko, ang endorsement sa akin kagabi, hindi daw masyado kumakain. So, meron silang request na i-encourage siya na kumain. Okay? And then next is Miss Gina Acosta. As you saw during the hearing yesterday, tumaas yung blood pressure niya, 150/100. And nawalan siya ng consciousness. Tapos, pagdating niya daw dito sa ER, she was unresponsive. Yung parang ginaganon dito ba, hindi ko alam kung ano yun, ginaganon dito. She was unresponsive. Pero na-okay naman siya then after. But merong mga nakita ang mga doctor na follow-up check. Kaya inadmit siya today, and then I visited her this morning. Nagpaalam din ako sa kanya. Ano pa siya, day 1 pa siya sa trauma niya, so hindi pa masyadong maayos kausap. Tsaka medyo parang pagod, yes, parang pagod na pagod siya. So bigyan lang muna natin siya ng time na makausap yung mga doctors niya, and then tanong natin sa mga doctors kung ano yung pwede sabihin, tsaka sa patient advocates.
Ano procedure, ma'am, na gagawin kay Ma'am Gina?
Kagabi, nag-CT scan siya kasi they wanted to rule out a stroke. So, hindi ko rin alam kung anong results. Hindi ko nakita. Hindi din nasabi sa akin. So, tanong lang natin sa patient kung anong part ng medical information niya ang pwede niyang gusto niyang i-share. Kasi pinagalitan ako ni Nicole kagabi dahil binanggit ko daw yung panic and asthma attack niya na medyo na-traumatize yung family sa Davao. Yes.
Ma'am, anong reaction ni Attorney Zulaika doon sa extension po ng contempt niya?
Ang sabi niya, na daw siya, she'll take legal steps. Yun yung sabi niya sa akin. And then sinabihan ko siya na, well, hindi na ako sasali sa discussion dyan. Kausapin mo na lang yung mga lawyers mo. Anyway, nag-hire naman ng lawyers mo. So, ngayon, isa-isa darating yun. Mag-usap sila. Tsaka nandyan din yung mother, yun din yun sinasabi ng nanay niya because yung nanay niya is used to work for the courts in Davao City. So merong alam sa batas.
Okay.
In court cases yung mother ni Yusek Lopez. So yun din ang sabi ng mama niya. We want to take this to the courts. I do not know with Miss Gina Acosta kasi hindi pa nga siya medyo makapag-isip ng maayos. Pero nasabi sa akin kanina na nag-video call na daw with family. Kasi yung next of kin niya nasa Davao din and some of the relatives nasa United States. Okay?
Next agenda sa PSC. Ma'am, the PSC has doubled the security for the President, First Lady, and for the First Family.
Okay, sige. Unahin ko muna yung... Nauna kasi yung statement ni ES eh. Tapos lumabas yun sa PSC.
Okay,
No? So, unahin ko muna yung kay ES. Meron naman na kayong copy nung kay ES. Ito na lang yung sagot. Nirelease na namin ang written nito. Basahin ko lang. Tapos, yung NBI, I'm sure you want to ask about the NBI. Since hindi ko pa nababasa kung ano yung isi-serve nila sa akin, we will talk about NBI tomorrow. Pag-anuhin nyo lang muna ako kasi kailangan ko din isulat kung ano yung isasagot. So, give me time to read and think about it. Okay, so ito yung sa kay ES, no? This is a reply to the statement issued by the Presidential Communications Office on the order of the Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin dated November 23, 2024. The Marcos administration's insistence that the President's life is under active threat is ominous. I raise this caution as the President and his sycophants aggressively sell a narrative based entirely on my statement, which is taken out of its logical context. Bakit hindi nila pinapalabas kung ano yung question ng media? Bakit hindi nila pinapalabas kung ano yung una kong sagot? Bakit ang pinapalabas lang nila is the last, 4 words of my entire statement? They are building a narrative and I'll tell you kung anong playbook ito. There is absolutely no flesh on the bone, and despite the absence of a reliable investigation, authorities were quick to consider this a national security concern. The diametric contrast and inaction are displayed when I have expressed in previous months threats to my person and the continuing threats to the lives of OVP personnel. Tossing the word assassin. Pakicheck. May sinabi ba akong assassin doon? Wala. So nilalagay nila doon sa narrative nila, assassin. And nilalagay nila sa narrative nila, murder plot. Into this issue, tossing the word assassin into this issue makes things even more terrifying for our country. And especially because I never used that during my recent consternation against the Marcos administration's failure to serve the Filipinos while it masterfully persecutes political enemies. Common sense should be enough for us to understand and accept that a supposed conditional act of revenge does not constitute to an active threat. This is a plan without a flesh. Pag pinipilit mo siya na active threat siya, isipin ninyo ang buong mundo na nanonood. Ganito ba ang kapasidad ng mga Pilipino na mag-isip? Diba? Ba't wala silang pakialam dyan? Pero ako, nahihiya ako na ganito ang kapasidad ng mga tao sa administrasyon. I am confident that an honest scrutiny would easily expose this narrative to be a farce, imagined, or nothing at all. So, may question kayo?
You said you were taken out of context. Mentioned that they have a playbook
Yes.
that they're going by.
Yes.
So can you explain to us that context? Set it straight,
Yes.
and also explain to us that playbook that you're talking about.
Okay, sige. So, the context is, what did I say? I was asked, do you know about the Roman... I'm sorry ha. I was asking for the transcription of all that I said. I did not get it before I came down. So, I have a problem remembering the exact words. Yes. So, there was a question about Romanov, and I said, well, this is the first time that I've heard of that, but I've been already. 2, be careful. I forget now what the words were said, but I will review my notes and I will tell you what that one person said and how he said to be careful, and that one other person, what that other person said. So, tatlo na yon. One person warned me, another person warned me, and then I was asked during a press briefing by a media person if I know of these plans, if you can say the word, if that is the correct word to use here, plans. So I answered. I was asked Romanov, and then I answered. I was told by 2 people, this is the first time I've heard of Romanov, so that is the 3rd already. And I said, don't worry about my security. If they kill me, if I die, kapag pinatay ako, or kapag namatay ako, in the context of, don't worry about my security. So this means, pinatay ka. Diba? Kasi hindi ka naman mamamatay by heart attack in relation to your security. Diba? So, pag namatay ako, I already asked a person to take revenge against 3 individuals. So, my question now to the administration, is revenge from the grave a crime?
So, but you already talked